been this one's been a long time coming, a setup or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this picture in particular went on hiatus before COVID. It was supposed to come out right before COVID hit theaters.
Right.
And then the studio decided to push it back once the theaters were back open a year later. So we had to wait a whole year for this.
Yeah, was it waiting? Were you waiting to watch this one?
No. No, I was not.
Yeah, it's like Dune, I've been fucking on the edge of my seat waiting.
It's not fucking Batman or anything. Like, it's you know... And they bigged it up so much. And, like, I did talk to some people who were like, oh, man, I can't wait to see that. And I was like, okay, like, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. And,
which is fair, I guess.
Yeah, like, if you're a diehard person, like, if you're a diehard fan of this series, like, of these movies, like, yeah I guess. But, yeah. So, the movie in question is Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah, so, welcome to another episode of Movie LaBuffs, and I'm Todd.
I'm Owen.
And today we'll be reviewing the Disney long-awaited, action-packed thriller, Black Widow, starring Scarlett Johansson, Rachel Weisz, that fool from Stranger Things, David Harbour, and what is her name? Florence Pugh from Midsommar.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It was also directed by Kate Shortland.
Yeah. So essentially we end up in this movie with two American people and two British people all doing Russian accents that leave a little bit...
Yeah, it's kind of
leaves a little bit of stuff to be questioned here.
Yeah. It was also written by Eric Pearson, who wrote Thor Ragnarok.
Yep, which saw a movie that you didn't like, as we did. We had.
And also recently, one that we saw, Godzilla vs. Kong. He wrote that too.
Oh, he's got his grubby fingerprints all over these movies.
Yeah, these so he does big studio action pictures, I guess.
Blockbusters.
Okay, yeah. So obviously, like we've talked about this before, but I mentioned that like I'm not really into superhero movies, so I want to get that out off the bat. And also, the only Marvel movies I've seen were Thor Ragnarok and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Solid movies.
So here's this thing. I'm going into this movie. I have no idea who these people are. You know.
Oh, so you have no clue what's going on. Well, it kind of runs...
Scarlett Johansson's... What's her name? Scarlet Witch?
No.
No? What is it?
Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah, but what's her superhero name?
Black Widow.
Oh.
It's all coming together now.
No, I'm fucking with you. But,
I thought you were serious. I was like, did you not wonder? You were just like, where's the fucking spider?
Yeah, so which I will say,
she was also in 8-Legged Freaks, if that makes you feel any better.
That's her first time playing Black Widow in 8-Legged Freaks. She was one of the freaks. This is her 9th time playing the Black Widow character.
Yep.
Do something else.
Well, she is.
Well,
yeah, she does other shit, but like,
still.
I mean, spoilers. If you haven't seen the Avengers movies, like, okay, whatever. Everyone's fucking seen these at this point.
Not me.
You haven't? Okay, well, I'll fill you in.
Oh,
she dies. She dies.
Yeah.
They kill off her character.
I know, like, everybody dies.
Yeah. They kill her character off in the last Endgame.
Oh, snap.
And then this one takes place between Civil War and the first Infinity Wars. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, which I didn't know. So I didn't know that even at the end of the movie.
You know what? To be fair, I didn't even know that either. They don't establish that till like halfway through the movie, which left me wondering when it took place, because I was under the impression it took place before all the MCU stuff, which didn't make sense to me because she clearly looks older. Like, it's hard to spin that.
So I thought, because I haven't seen the other movies, I thought this took place after all of them.
Okay.
So I didn't know if she died or whatever, and so I just thought this was like her own thing, what she's doing after.
No.
Which is, I know people out there are like, there's no possible way, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't know what those...
Shut up.
I don't know what those movies are about. Yeah, but I will say, I was worried about being like, I won't be able to follow what's going on because I don't know, but not at all. It's kind of this really simple
They made
story.
it that way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it reminds me very much so of the Star Wars
Solo.
Yeah, like Solo and like Rogue One, where they decided they were like, okay, we're going to make a genre movie that is kind of tied into it, but kind of has a standalone story. Like, as if like, you know, like Rogue One is a spy movie. Solo is more of like a heist movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, and this one's more like a spy thriller kind of.
Yeah, I guess that's
like
true.
kind of
yeah,
movie
yeah.
is what they're
I
going
mean, I
for.
feel that.
Kind of meets like.
You know what I was thinking at the beginning when it's like the widows are fighting each other, like at the very beginning, it was like kind of like Bourne Ultimatum-y.
Yeah, kind of. Because they're like running through some like
yeah.
Budapest or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Was it Budapest? I think it was. Yeah. Budapest.
Which is a lame joke in that movie that I really didn't like.
Yeah.
She's like, it's pronounced Budapest. But then the whole time she's saying Budapest, and I'm like, now it's weird. Now, now that you talked about it, it's weird.
Just call them gyros, all right? We all know they're euros.
Yeah, well, why don't you tell us what this movie is about?
Okay. This movie essentially is, as I said before, a spy action thriller, which follows Scarlett Johansson's character, the Black Widow, and her family. What?
More like the Whack Widow.
The Whack.
I'm sorry. I had to put that in somewhere.
Yeah, so it follows her family and the kind of the family dynamic of like a Russian sleeper family, right? Like you would see like in those, like, you know, a good example is that show The Americans, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like, which is a very solid show if people haven't seen that also. I would say check that out. So yeah, it follows essentially this Russian sleeper family that now has to avenge, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, right?
To do some avenging.
Do some avenging, right?
Oh.
Yes. And and not really much to the plot.
Yeah, there's like a bad guy.
Yep, you know.
Who's bad.
There's a bad guy. There's a Marvel villain. The villain in this one is
it's kind of like a mobster to me.
Yeah.
Like that's how I see.
Yeah, it's kind of like the standard. Like they're not going to go over the top villain because the case always remains that you can never make these standalone movies. The villain can never be too big because then it requires the interference of the actual Avengers. Like the real, which was kind of the plot of Homecoming, the Spider-Man movie, where like the Vulture's the bad guy, and like it could never be too big because then
because there's this weird thing going on in this movie where like she's not an Avenger at the time.
No, she's on the run because of after Civil War, they all become war criminals.
Okay,
yeah,
it seems like she's like on the rocks with the Avengers.
Yes. So they're on the run. They're fugitives. She's a fugitive.
Oh, but she seemed to imply, and maybe I'm wrong, that they weren't friends anymore.
Yeah. Like they're not.
But they're against her?
Yeah, they're looking for her.
All the other Avengers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because in Civil War, essentially what happens is Captain America and Iron Man each have their own team of people that stand, like there's a line divided, like we're for this.
Okay.
And then they become enemies of the state, and then they're on the run.
Okay.
And yeah. So, but anyway, very like high action movie. Not much to the plot, essentially.
Yeah, there's like the widows, which are these sleeper agents.
They're sleeper agents. Yep.
I guess Black Widow is one of them.
Yes.
Was.
And that's a play off an actual thing. That was an actual thing that like there were Russian these girls that they would take.
Yeah.
And like train them from to be assassins from a really young age, and then essentially give them a hysterectomy at like the age of like whatever, so they can never have kids. So they're like devoted strictly to So very big. There's a Jennifer Lawrence movie also about that as well. I can't remember what it was called, but it came out like maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. I think it's called Sparrow, but it's about it follows that actual it's like it's not. I don't know how historically accurate it really is. But yeah, it follows that. But anyway, so that's kind of the whole plot is that they're trying to get even for what's been done to them as
and then the lame thing in this movie for me is that it's like they're brainwashed. But they're like they have like a microchip in it to be like mind controlled.
Yeah, there's always something
which is kind of lame. Yeah, you know, the guy can control their minds somehow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he controls. The main villain is obviously in this one. There's always a Marvel villain that has to make it. It's Taskmaster, which is he's a villain in.
That's who the
MCU is.
Oh, okay.
That's the guy who can duplicate everything.
Don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Never heard of him.
But
why do they call him the Duplicator?
I don't know.
They should.
That should have been. You should be writing for the MCU.
I know. I've always said that.
You should make these dark noir movies.
Sure, Hellboy.
Speaking of, no. So ever since I'm a huge fan of those movies. The Perlman ones, the Guillermo del Toro ones.
Yeah.
The first two. The first one, amazing. Great movie. Second one, also very good. And then for some reason, they decided to reboot this with our good friend David Harbour, who's in this movie as well. And my God, is that probably one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen in my life.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, like, I would put this in, like, the top 20.
Here's the thing about David Harbour. So he's a theater actor.
Yes.
And he's always... So he said right before he got Stranger Things, he was about to quit acting because he was doing these small roles that didn't have...
No meat.
Well, the characters he was playing were kind of like not super... didn't have much depth type characters, like really side characters. And he was like, I don't want to do that acting anymore. I want to do like where I can play real characters. So when he got Stranger Things, he's like, that character, and it, it has depth. It's an interesting character, and it brought him back into acting.
Yeah.
So if that's his feeling, why is he doing Hellboy? Why is he doing Suicide Squad?
You can't see it, but I'm doing the money sign right now.
I know, but it's like... I don't know.
It is. It's a money thing.
I will say, like, I liked him in this movie. Like,
I did too.
He was good. Sometimes those jokes... I mean, I mentioned this before. I hate comic book movie jokes. Like,
yeah, they're bad.
They're fucking lame.
They're made for kids. Like, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Fun for the whole family, right? Except for you.
Yeah. David Harbour is only 9 years older than Scarlett Johansson. And he plays her father. Anyway.
Is that a testament to him looking young, or she looks young?
She looks young for sure.
Yeah.
And he looks kind of old.
Like, how old is she? I know you should never ask a woman's age, but...
I don't know.
She's like in her 40s. She has to be. But yeah. Well, she's always looked good. Like...
Probably not that old, because I remember her on Conan when she was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, she was on an episode of Conan. Like, she was a kid correspondent type of
Well,
thing.
her first big movie that she was in is based on a comic book.
Which is what?
Ghost.
Oh. Like Swayze Ghost?
Oh, no. It's not called Ghost. I'm forgetting what the hell it's called. It has her and the girl from American Beauty.
Oh, not Ghost World.
Ghost World, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ghost World is based on a comic.
No way.
Yeah. I was trying to remember. I was like, is Ghost World? Yeah, Ghost World, yeah. That was one of the first things, like, first big things she was in. She was in other movies as a kid, too, but...
Oh, yeah, see, the very first thing was Conan. It says here, 1994. So she was born in 84, so that would be...
So she's 36. That's good math right there.
That is good math. I don't see Ghost... Oh, yeah, Ghost World. 2001. I like that movie.
Nice.
What were we talking about?
The acting. The acting was good. I liked the cast.
Yeah, like Florence Pugh or whatever. Pugh?
I've heard Pugh. I've heard...
She was really good.
Yeah, she's great. Well, she's good in, like, most things.
Yeah, she's just a good actor, but also her jokes were lame.
Oh, her jokes were the worst.
I hated them. Especially okay, here's the weird thing. She does that, which is like, okay, that, like, superhero pose thing. Yeah. She makes a joke out of that. Okay, wow, you're so self-aware.
Yeah.
But anyway. But she keeps calling her a poser, and I'm like, do the writers not know what poser means? Like, legit. They're like, they don't know what a poser is. They think a poser is someone doing, like, a pose.
I think it's a joke on a joke.
No. I guarantee they don't know what it means. Because they say it too much.
It's a joke that went too far.
Like, a poser is someone being fake, right?
Yeah.
But they're saying a poser is someone doing
poses.
Yeah, fancy pose. I guarantee they don't know what it means. Anyway, they're using the word wrong, and it's, like, embarrassing to me. I might be wrong. I have another fact here. Chloe Zhao was supposed to direct this movie.
That would have been cool.
Who directed Nomadland.
Yeah.
And then she turned it down.
Probably for good reason.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, if we do get into it, acting-wise, I really liked the actors.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The acting choice was very good. I don't remember who the villain was. It's slipping my mind now.
The Departed, Mr. French.
Oh, yeah! That's right. He's like, when Leo's like, can I get a cranberry juice?
Yeah, he was alright. I mean, it's a villain. There's not much to the character. But yeah, he was decent.
Now that we've gone through the parts that we like, now we can probably get into all the other stuff that I didn't like.
Yeah, well, What did you think about the script? I wanted to ask you.
I understand.
It's fine. It follows a formula.
Yeah, it does. And like I said before, it's set up as like a spy kind of action movie kind of thing.
That's true.
There's traveling. There's scenes abroad.
That's true.
They're building a team. They're kind of like reuniting a team, kind of thing. And
I really liked the prison scene
with David Harbour. Yeah, that was good. When they escaped, that was all right.
Special.
No, it was good. There was
a gripe with that, like. There's an avalanche at the end. Remember that? Like, wipes out the whole prison. It's like, where's all that snow coming from? Like, the mountains are so far away. Yeah, I wouldn't make it there. No. I remember that. I was like, what? The fight scenes, there's a couple fight scenes that were in there, and there was no snow on the mountains. Sorry. Anyway,
I was sad that.
I was pissed about that.
There was a couple fight scenes that were in there where ScarJo like kicked some ass, and like she was like some of them looked really cool. I remember watching them and I was like, okay, this is pretty dope. Like, there was a couple of them where I was like, all right. Like, the choreography was really good in it.
Fair enough.
Like, they put some stuff into this. I like a well choreographed, like...
Yeah, it didn't seem like, this movie didn't seem like a, what do you call it? Like, just like...
Phone it in.
Yeah. It seems like, they tried to make a movie and they did.
They tried.
It's nothing special, but I didn't hate it.
I also agree with you. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was, to me, what it was.
I'm going, as soon as we end this episode, I'm going to completely forget about this movie. It's going to leave my mind.
Yeah, really? Yeah. I mean, probably me too. I'll probably never watch it again. Like, some Marvel movies...
But there's just nothing interesting...
Nothing grabbed you.
Unique in it.
Yeah.
That's like...
It felt like it was just... And I know that they do this, and they've done this so many times before, where they put stuff out for the sake of putting it out to, like, just make money.
Yeah.
Like a quick grab. Mm-hmm. Like they did this with Captain Marvel before, where they released Captain Marvel. By no means was that a good movie, but they put it out to just get butts in the seats before the second Avengers movie comes out so they can make even more money. They build it as a setup movie.
Well, is this a setup for anything? I guess not.
I don't think so.
It takes place in the middle of...
No, but they kind of bill it as like ScarJo's last movie in the MCU kind of thing. So that's why people are like, okay.
This movie, we didn't mention, so it came out on at the same time as theaters, Disney Plus streaming.
Yes.
For $30 or whatever. You can rent it.
Premium access.
And so it did really bad in the theaters.
Yeah, because everyone just watched it.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, I don't understand why they're doing this. Because, like, it doesn't make sense to me because when you put it out like that, someone someone pays the $30 and puts it online and then everyone watches it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, what a bad marketing strategy. Like, what a bad...
I read that she had an interesting contract with this movie. First of all,
she was making money. She didn't get... Was it that she didn't get money up front, but she got residuals?
It's a little bit of both. So she got paid $25 million for this movie.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So $25 million and then an extra $6 million if it passes 900 in the box office.
These are like fucking athlete contracts.
I know. Like, here's the thing. And this is what's fucked, too. It did bad in the theaters, so she didn't get that $6 million. So she's upset about it.
She's pissed?
It's like, does she really need that?
Yeah, you got $25 million to make a mediocre movie. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, and then she pumps out movies all the fucking time.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like she's kind of like, she's like much like the other guys in the MCU with her Anthony Mackie. Like, she's in everything. I always see her in shit. And I'm like, it's crazy to me. So yeah, that kind of pisses me off. Like, you're pissed about that. Like, that's like chump change compared to what you just got. Like, how much money do you need?
That's true. Like, this movie doesn't seem it would be that much work to do either.
No, I mean, I'm sure, like I said, the choreography they probably put a lot of work into. And like you said, they tried. I felt that everyone in there, like, gave it their best foot forward, like, to try and, like, make a credible picture. Did it come out that way? That's debatable.
I will say that, like, Black Widow or Scarlett Johansson was the worst character in it.
Yeah, I like David Harbour.
Kind of there.
I like David Harbour and Pugh more.
But I guess, like, that character doesn't need any much development because
we already know
a known character.
And it's over.
But for me, just watching it...
Oh, as someone outsider.
They're just the titular character that we follow, but...
You don't know shit.
There's nothing... Other than, like, she's... I guess there's that one thing where it's like she killed the guy's daughter or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But then she's still alive in the end.
Yeah.
So
like,
that's her little like.
oh,
but she never really.
moment.
I don't know if that's something that happened in the Avenger movies, but like she never really feels bad about it. And at the end, she's like, "Oh, you're still alive. I'll help you now." It's kind of like a weird.
Yeah, will I get my $6 million if I help you? What do I gotta do to get this $6 million? Oh man, yeah, because that's so interesting. You brought that up because Downey Jr. pioneered that. Eh?
Yeah.
He took he took a huge pay cut, and he's like, I want 3% of gross sales, and that movie grossed like stupid amount of money in China, and he ended up walking out of there.
It was like 45 million or something.
Yeah, he ended up making like 60-70 mil.
Oh, true.
Like, and then he also gets residuals off the Avengers, like the Endgame movies and stuff. And those movies made over billions of dollars. So I think Mr. Jr. is doing just fine. So then he made that Doolittle movie. It all went into Doolittle.
Why did he do that? Why are you choosing to do like those movies you do just for money, right?
Well, this is what I don't understand. So him, Downey Jr., Chris Evans, ScarJo, all of them have been like, no, we're not doing these anymore because that's all we're known for, right? Yeah. And they're like, okay, we want to do other stuff. Yeah. But then you leave and you go do shit like that. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like,
known for Doolittle?
Yeah, I was like, you should have just stayed where you were. Like, like it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. And it's like, same thing with Chris Evans. I'm like, I can't name any movies that he's in besides like Snowpiercer and like a couple other ones that are like decent outside of the MCU. Yeah. Like he's in the Fantastic Four movies first and foremost, and then he's in more fucking Marvel movies.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, these people get stuck in those movies.
Yeah, and there's people who are fine with that, like Chris Hemsworth or whatever. That guy doesn't give a fuck.
That's true.
That guy will probably make those movies for another fucking 20
he's years. Australian, so he's coming from...
He's just happy.
He's just happy to be in movies. Kate Shortland, the director, is Australian, actually, as well. Of this movie. Yeah, just to mention.
Cool. We're getting a lot of love from down under.
Wow.
Well, Taika Waititi's involved. I think he directed the first... he directed Ragnarok, didn't he?
He directed Ragnarok.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, he's from New Zealand, but still.
Yeah.
Same thing.
He's a Kiwi.
Don't tell them that.
all the Australians are Kiwis. We just lost those audiences. Two countries. They're gone.
It's I just think that Flight of the Conchord one where Brett's dating, Jermaine's dating that Australian girl. Yeah. Jermaine!
He wakes up in the apartment, he looks around, there's like a picture of Australia, there's like a kangaroo.
Augie. He's like, what
oh no!
And Murray's so broken up by good stuff. But yeah, what would you rate this bad boy?
I rated it already.
Oh, you did?
I rated it a 6.
I'd
probably do 6.5.
I might scoop up to... No, I think 6 is justifiable.
Okay.
6 is very justifiable for this. Like, this is something that, like, I would be mad if I paid to see in theaters.
What movie did I just watch that was terrible? Oh, I watched for the first time because I was like, I've never seen this. Baby Driver.
That's not awful.
I fucking hated it.
It's just a rip-off of Drive, to be honest with you.
But not interesting in the slightest. There's, like... Oh, so it's a driver that looks young and has to listen to music? Wow, what a fucking twist. Like, that's all that is in there.
That's the plot, yeah.
It's terrible. I hated it.
It is a ripoff off Drive. It's just like an introvert who...
And that movie is, like, really highly rated, so I'm like, what?
I don't think it's as good as everyone thinks it is. I do think it's watchable. It's good. Like, I don't hate it.
I didn't like it at all.
A lot of people were bitching that, like, it got snubbed for Oscar stuff because of the Spacey thing, because Spacey's the bad guy in that one.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was, like months before all this shit came out about him. And a lot of people were like, well, Baby Driver got snubbed because of this. And I was like, I don't really think Baby Driver got snubbed because of that. I think Baby Driver is a mediocre movie.
Yeah, I'll even go ahead to say it's bad.
I wouldn't say it's bad.
It's bad.
All right, that's fair.
Kevin Spacey's character, who doesn't give a fuck about him, he's like, you have to do jobs for me no matter what, because fuck you.
Okay, that one.
And then at the end, he fucking saves them for no reason.
Yeah, that part
sacrifices himself.
That part made no sense. I agree with you on that. I will agree with you on that one.
Anyway, this is not about Baby Driver.
No, this is about Black Widow.
10 years ago or whatever the fuck it was. 5 years ago, I don't know. Yeah, anything else you didn't like about Black Widow? Like, what's...
I didn't like... It was weird to me. It was just weird to me that everyone had the accents going. It was weird to me
Yeah.
in the beginning how when they were kids, all of a
did you
sudden they
notice,
could just speak Russian out of nowhere, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't understand.
And they had perfect Ohio accents, but I guess that's
It's their cover,
yeah.
but they're fucking 4.
But like you could see in David Harbour's like sometimes he would say American words.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
there were some break points in the accents. I
couple.
noticed. Rachel Weisz also as well had a couple. Like I noticed a couple times. I was like, "What?" Like,
yeah, I get it. It's hard to do accents,
but yeah, like if
I will say actually, David Harbour's accent was really good, but there was those couple
slip ups.
Yeah,
it was like what was it? What did I watch once? That was awful. I watched some stupid movie about like the guy who hunted down Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, but it was played by the guy from Avatar, who's Australian or from New Zealand or something along the lines. But he has an American accent. But multiple times throughout the movie, this movie was awful. But multiple times throughout the movie, his accent would break, and you could hear like hints of Australian under it, and like. And I'm like, why wouldn't you cut this out, reshoot it, or, try to fix this? It was like almost as if they were like, yeah, good enough. Like,
what movie is that?
I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's just called Hunt for the Unabomber or something like that. It was like a mini series or whatever. I foolishly watched it. It wasn't good. I watched the first couple episodes, and the person I was with was like, well, I want to know what happens. And I was like, okay, it's Ted Kaczynski. He's the Unabomber. This happened like 40 years ago. We all know. Yeah, we all know what happened, right?
Yeah.
But outside of that, the cast was good. Yeah, story, it kind of felt like a cash grab.
Yeah.
Now, would I recommend seeing this in theaters? Not really.
No. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone.
I mean, if you like the MCU movies, I'd be like,
I guess. Yeah. I mean, if you watch all the MCU movies anyway,
if you
watch it.
Yeah, if you're like, I like Thor 2, you're like, okay, you like garbage, so you can watch this.
You like Black Widow, which, by the way, I don't know what her power is. She seems to have sticks that she hits people with.
She's a spy. That's her power.
She's like a trained assassin.
Yeah.
That's it?
She has like these shocker things where she shocks people, too.
Doesn't sound very,
I know.
You have like Iron Man, and then you have like the other Avengers.
You can't even name a one.
and then you have her who has sticks and hits people with sticks.
I don't know. Maybe this.
And they're on her back, and the whole time is like, when's she gonna use those sticks?
When's she gonna hit someone?
She only used them at the very end.
Do you know what this movie reminded me of? The G.I. Joe franchise.
Yes.
Like, that's what I was thinking of the whole time I was watching it. I was like, if you threw
Isn't that what it's about? They're also trained, like...
Yeah, they're G.I. Joes.
And what is it, Cobra?
Cobra, yeah. Cobra's the bad guys. Yeah, if you had thrown Channing Tatum in there... you could have... Seamless. It could have just transitioned into one of those.
G.I. Jane.
No. They should... G.I. Johansson.
G.I. Johansson, yeah.
Fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, write it.
Let's do
it. Yeah, you definitely could have just like pawned that off as a third G.I. Joe movie. Like, easy. Like,
yeah.
And those movies aren't great.
Right.
Those movies are not good.
No.
The Rise of Cobra. No, please. Yeah, I mean, is there really spoilers to this? Like,
I think, didn't we already say a couple? There's not really. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Like, the spoiler, I guess, would be that, like, the Taskmaster's... It's his daughter.
It's his daughter, yeah.
The bad guy.
And he's mind controlling her.
Yeah, and, like, the twist is, I guess, that all the widows... They have this, like, stupid scent bomb, which I didn't like.
Yeah.
All they have to do is smell this thing and they're back to normal. Okay, convenient. And they have that, and at the end, she blasts it off. And
isn't that like every mind control plot?
I think
really,
so.
Nothing new here. Like, they're not splitting atoms with this script.
Yeah.
Like, they were kind of just like, I don't know, let's make a spy thriller.
Yeah.
Like, it's a spy action thriller.
So is that what you do with these movies, these standalone movies? You're like, all right, let's take a superhero movie and let's pick a genre.
I think that's what they were trying to experiment
with.
Actually,
Scarlett Johansson said about this movie, it's its own genre.
Yeah, well, she can fuck right off because it's not.
What does that mean?
Yeah, she just wants her $6 million. That's what she has to say. She's just trying to get you in the theater to watch it.
She's trying to get your butt in the seat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because fucking
what a poser.
Yeah, what a fucking poser. Yeah, they're all posers. All posing as Russian people.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe that's what the joke is. Maybe that's what the fucking joke is.
They kept being like, no, you're supposed to be talking about the fact that they're Russian, not the fact that she's standing like that. Like, what?
I don't understand. Seems to be a language barrier here. You're English.
Yeah.
Like it was just weird to me. Like,
yeah,
they saved the day.
What did you think? Yeah, there's a thing at the end where they have a fight in the sky type of thing.
Oh yeah,
they jump out of the plane.
It was over the top.
And then conveniently they land near each other.
Yeah. I was like, this is all... Yeah, the skydiving shit. Like, yeah, I was like, this is over.
Seems like there's always skydiving in movies like this. I feel like it happens a lot. There's like a fight in the sky. What other movie did that happen?
Point Break.
Point Break, they do that?
Yeah.
Also, I think they do it in Alita, Battle Warrior. Remember that one?
Battle Angel.
Battle Angel, yeah.
They did... There's a lot that happens in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I like that movie.
Yo, that movie's sick.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a good female empowerment movie, don't watch this garbage. Like, go watch that. Like, watch Alita. Like, that is a good fucking movie. And that movie looks like good. Well, that's Cameron, right? James Cameron was producer on that.
True.
And JJ.
Oh, okay.
I think JJ directed it.
I can't remember.
No.
I would assume not, but maybe.
There's the second one's coming out soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to make another one.
Oh, yeah, they're doing it.
It didn't do well?
Because it teetered this line that was like, is it R? They were fighting with an R-rated or a PG-13. Now the manga is R-rated, like an R-rated, like it's gory as fuck. So there was talks with the studio, and Cameron was pushing for the R-rated like movies. Like he's like, I don't make movies for like we're not making this for kids, right? It's like for the people. The comic came in like the manga, if I'm not mistaken, is from like the 90s.
Yeah, I
so
know that.
Yeah, so like the people who have read that and are aware of it, like
that sucks. I hate when they do that.
Yeah, when they did that with Venom too. Venom was originally supposed to be an R-rated movie, and then at the very last second they had shot it as an R-rated movie with gore, with swearing.
Are you talking about the new Venom?
Yeah, the Tom Hardy one.
Isn't there already a Venom?
Well, no, Venom isn't Spider-Man 3. It's Topher Grace.
No, but there was another Venom movie. Or did that one just never come out?
No, that was the Tom Hardy one.
Yeah.
Where he plays Venom.
And now there's a new Venom.
No, that Venom movie that's coming out is a sequel to that
movie. Oh, okay. That was
with Carnage.
Probably an obvious thing.
Yeah.
A long
with
time.
Carnage played by Woody Harrelson. And
well, the reason why I'm thinking that is because all these fucking, like they did The Amazing Spider-Man, and then 4 years later they did this Spider-Man, and then Suicide Squad.
And so they don't lose the rights.
But it's like, dude, the new Suicide Squad, nobody saw that fucking movie, and everyone's like, oh, why didn't they see this fucking... Because he just made one 4 years ago, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it wasn't
Nobody
good.
wants this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And like, also... No, yeah.
You know what's a better one than that, though? I will say this, though. They put out a second one that came out after the first Suicide Squad. It's called Birds of Prey, and it features an all-female cast, and it revolves around Margot Robbie's character of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And, like, it's like a mob kind of, like, movie. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty watchable.
Okay.
It's better than the fucking Suicide Squad movie, which was fucking... drudgery.
Whoa.
They just replaced fucking Margot Robbie's in this one.
Yeah, I know.
They just replaced Will Smith with Idris Elba.
Yeah, weird. I don't know.
But like it's not a sequel. It's a
new one.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. Why?
Like, were they just like, nobody saw it, so fuck it, let's just try again. Like,
and yeah, less people are gonna see it. It's James Gunn too.
Oh, maybe some people will go see it. I mean, I might go see it if it's James Gunn. I don't know. That guy makes good shit, though.
Well, I won't see it. That's for sure. Nathan Fillion's in it. I like him.
The guy from Castle.
Yes.
I was trying to think of one of the the rookie.
Castle.
The rookie.
Well, he's Firefly.
Obviously Firefly.
But,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's sick. What's the guy from who was in Guardians of the Galaxy, the blue-faced guy? He's in it. Michael Rook.
Oh yeah, the guy from Walking Dead.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. That guy's cool. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's in it too. I don't know, probably small role.
Well, yeah, because he's in Guardians of the Galaxy, the James Gunn movie.
Yeah.
I also forgot that guy was his brother. The other guy's in there, Sean Gunn.
I don't know.
Yeah, one of the guys in Guardians of the Galaxy, like in the second one, he's doing it a bit more prominently. But yeah, his brother, he's in Gilmore Girls.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember someone brought that up. They're like, I remember him from Gilmore Girls. I was like, oh yeah, he was on that show.
Sick.
Yeah, that's where he got his start, apparently.
I prefer Golden Girls.
Ah, they're all dead. Except for Betty White.
Oh, God. What is it? Thank you for being a friend.
What?
Thank you for being
a
a friend.
Did you know there's a counter on the internet that it's a website you can go on that tells you that Betty White's still alive.
Oh
It
my
says
God.
don't worry, people, she's still kicking.
I thought you were gonna say there's a counter that tells you when you're gonna die.
when Betty White's gonna die. But how would they know that? Coming back to Black Widow.
Whack Widow.
Whack. Whoa, how long are you holding on to that one?
I already said it.
Oh, you did. More like Whack Widow. Oh yeah, that's right. You peppered that in there earlier.
Yeah. Anyway, like we said, watch it if you like
Marvel movies,
you know,
and
don't turn your brain off.
Yeah. Like when it comes out on Disney Plus, and if you have Disney Plus and you don't have to pay to see it, watch it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I would wait.
I would wait. Yes, I would wait.
Don't pay the $30.
Oh, fuck no. Or even I'd be mad if I even wanted to see it on cheap night. You know. And it takes a lot for me to get annoyed by a cheap night movie.
Yeah. Hopefully next week we're planning on going in the theater, so it'll be our first theater episode.
Theater review, yeah.
Go from the theater and then review.
And we'll tell you how Jungle Cruise goes. And I'm not kidding. We are going
to see
Jungle
ride.
Cruise, and we are going to see Jungle Cruise.
Yep.
So
how what do you think the chances are that the tagline is a wild ride?
I'm pretty sure that is the tagline.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I think it is. It's a theme park ride movie.
So what do you think? There's a 90% chance.
I'll rebuttal you with this one. I'll throw this one at you. What do you think? How many sequels do you think this movie's going to garnish?
Yeah.
My guess is 3.
I think 3 as well.
I'm going to say 3.
I was going to say Pirates of the Caribbean did what, 5?
5. That was too many. 1, very good. 2, okay. 3, ugh.
Yeah.
And then anything after that, and I foolishly actually the worst movie I ever saw at cheap night was the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
I don't know. There's no tagline for this.
Oh,
here,
you lazy Disney fucks! You couldn't even put it's an epic journey or whatever. It's upsetting. You think they would?
Oh, Jack Whitehall's in it. Oh, Paul Giamatti's in it.
Oh, the G's in there.
You know he's gonna be like the rich
bad guy. Yeah, he's always.
This is welcome to my cruise.
He's always like the bad, rich guy. Like in Planet of the Apes, he's remembering the stupid, the Mark Wahlberg one. He's like the slave trader guy. Yeah. And then he also subsequently plays the slave trader in 7 Years a Slave.
That's 12 years.
12 years, sorry.
7 wouldn't be as bad.
7 wouldn't be as bad. You could make a movie out of it, but 12, you're like, okay, that's too long.
God damn.
2 years a slave? Bullshit. 3 years? Are you fucking kidding me? I did 12 years, motherfucker.
Okay, I think we're going to wrap up Black Widow.
Yeah, we'll end it on that 12 Years a Slave. I don't see any other way.